What's up, chat? I'm testing out my new Zoom software too for my podcast. So I wanted to, while I'm testing out this software, I want to, help as many people as possible. If you're struggling, if you're new starting off, um, give me 1 second. Back, I can do it. Here we go. If you got a question or if you're struggling, I definitely say drop a comment and for me helping you with your first deal. That's very important to me. Like I said in my other video, I'm starting an accountability group, and I definitely want to make sure I help as many people as possible. I finally found, my calling. Um, Obviously, I have a VA company. I have a real estate investment company, but I definitely want to help the newcomers. So many people are getting butchered and slaughtered, starting off that they don't know where to start. So we decided to create a accountability group called First Deal Mastery, where you can join the group. It's a monthly subscription of $99, but we're definitely going to help as many people. My number one goal and objective for 2020 is to help 29 people close their first deal. So if you're one of them, I definitely say join. But I definitely want you to drop some questions so I can try my best to answer some questions. I haven't been on YouTube in a while because this is my brand new computer. And my other computer, it wasn't acting right. Every time I tried to go on YouTube or Facebook, it definitely was giving me a hard time. So now I got this brand new HP computer. It's really dope. It's really fast. And I definitely want to start doing more YouTube content. I'm definitely going to start doing more videos, and I'm definitely able to take my podcast on. So it's going to be a lot of awesome guests. But if you're new starting out and you haven't closed your first deal, my advice to you is to go back to the drawing board and really organize yourself to the point that you'll know exactly how everything is working right now. And if you don't know how everything's working, that's a problem. And that's probably the number one reason why you haven't closed your first deal, because you don't have all of the details that you need to really make full assessments on how to fix your operation. Um, I suggest that everybody out here that's new starting off sign up for PropStream. And the reason is they give you 10,000 leads a month. And that 10,000 leads, you can use it in the variations of different types of lists that you pull and stack. And I promise you, you won't be disappointed. So many people I done helped close deals thus far did it with understanding how to build the perfect client profile, the perfect target profile for the person that's most likely to sell your house. And I'll give you a few secrets. Most of the people that are selling houses are over the age of 50. Most of the people selling houses is built before 1980, right? So when you pull in lists, if you don't know how to stack your list and add these filters to your list, you're definitely not going to really get the results that you're looking for, right? I want to help people, with the disposition. Guys, if you're out there and you're struggling, maybe you did lock up a deal and you can't find a buyer, we'll open up a new division, our company, that's going to help you with the disposition where we identify the buyer. We help out with that. Obviously, it's some type of JV, right? Deal flow. So many people are struggling with deal flow and the consistency, and it all starts off with actually producing some quality hot leads. And the only way you can produce quality hot leads is to get a solid lead source. Give me a second, guys. Hello. I'm about to call you. I'm not gonna make it over. I'm gonna come first thing in the morning. What time you open in the morning? Yeah, I'll be there 12. Thank you. Sorry, guys. I'm in the middle of moving. I'm supposed to pick this couch up. But I thought talking to you on YouTube was important. So listen, deal flow. I want to talk more about deal flow. You know what I mean? You got to be able to produce these hot leads. And the more hot leads you get, the more likely you're going to get contracts. And the more contracts you get, the more likely you're going to make it to the closing table and collect that assignment fee. Um, then we talked about marketing, but we're going to be really touching on marketing. I want you to really focus on your marketing. Listen, I give you some game. If you're struggling, chances are you don't have a consistent flow of marketing, a consistent flow of leads coming in that you can close. And speaking of closing, your ability to close is not there because you don't have the sales training that you need to close. And the easiest thing to do is to go to YouTube, like how you watching me, and type in sales training, type in closing, type in NLP, all these different things. If you can't afford the $5,000 John Martinez guy, don't worry. Most of his stuff and content is out there for free. You get what I'm saying? It's just that you got to dissect it and put it all together. So let me go on my phone and look at the chats. Drop your questions, and we're gonna do a quick Q&A. It's only gonna be 20 minutes. So drop your questions. Look out for some new videos this week. I got my new laptop, so we about to get boogie with it. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. Now YouTube allow me to drop these live videos so I can drop them from my phone. So I'm not going to go on Facebook Live or YouTube, Instagram Live as much. I'm going to be giving it all to YouTube. Just because so many people's new starting, the first place they look is YouTube, and I want to be able to find me. So if you think this video is any value to you, do me a favor, like, subscribe, and share. That's all I ask. Let me go to my YouTube. There we go. Here we go. All right, bet. What's up, Will? What's up, Andrew? Man, California represent. Got a call yesterday from a postcard. It's a motivated seller. But the 3-acre land has a house that needs to be fully come down. I'm just getting home. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, underwrite that 3 acres of land as wall land, and make sure that whatever your acquisition price is 15% of the ARV or less. And if you can, figure out if the land can be subdivided. And if you can figure out the land can be subdivided, go down to the permit board, the permit people or the zoning people, whoever they are in your municipality, and ask for a zoning confirmation letter. And what this letter basically says, by right, this land can yield 2 houses per acre or 1 house per acre or a quarter acre or whatever the laws is. And you take that and you add that into your marketing, and that's how you get the highest and best for that particular property. Not sure how to fully understand numbers. I have it in prop stream now. It shows the value 250. I think it's worth 8K. Yeah, prop stream, it's not going to be as accurate with raw land. That's something that you're going to have to underwrite based on what you see in new build houses sell for, or what you see land trading for. So take that piece of raw land, Google the address, and go into prop stream and click on public records and adjust your prop stream comps to match the same type of properties as that. And I promise you, you'll find the right ARV. So, if you haven't closed your first deal, here's some things you should be doing on a daily basis. Building a list, following up with potential hot leads that you built in the past. Communicating with sellers about offers that you previously made but that wasn't accepted to see if they're open to renegotiating. Looking on Zillow at for sale by owner leads and calling them and see if they're interested in a cash offer. Looking on apartments.com. Sometimes they have house listings on there, or rent.com. Sometimes they have house listings on there, and cold calling or texting the owners that's had the properties that probably been sent for a while, and see if they're interested in a cash offer. It's so much stuff, guys, you can do out here to get your first deal. The way I got my first deal was I cold called title company, said, listen, hey, my name is Antoine Campbell. I'm a buyer. Listen, I understand you get a lot of newbie wholesalers coming on your. I was talking and talking. I didn't even know like the whole way it worked, but I knew enough to talk a good talk and say, "Hey, listen, my name is Antoine Campbell. I'm a local real estate investor. I understand you get a lot of wholesalers coming here and they can't get to the closing table. If you got a client that the wholesaler backed out or they couldn't close, feel free to call me. I'm your guy." And literally, the title attorney called me, I think about a week later, and said, hey, I got something for you. And I had to show up. And I actually ended up closing the deal myself and did it as my first flip. But the point of it is, people don't know who you are until you announce who you are. So you got to communicate. You got to shake hands. There's nothing wrong with going to meetups and meetings, You got to put yourself in a position where people are going to call you. The only way you make money is your phone ring. The difference between working a W-2 job and being an entrepreneur is at the end of the week when you working at 40 hours, there's no guaranteed paycheck as an entrepreneur. But at the end of the week, at a W-2 job, you know for a fact you're getting paid. And that's why I think so many people struggle with this first deal thing and this real estate thing in its entirety because they so immune to the W-2 life that they think that just because they put 40 hours worth of work in, it's automatically going to yield results. And then real estate investing and doing your first deal, that's not the case. Sometimes it takes 3 months, sometimes it takes 5 months, sometimes it takes 6 months, sometimes you get it the first day. Everybody's situation is different. So at the end of the day, you got to put yourself in a position where you're building a pipeline. It goes back to building a pipeline to give yourself the best results possible. Look at your leads, examine your leads, look at the zip codes you're in, and figure out is you in the right area. I see people lock up deals all the time, and then they say, "Hey, can you help me sell it?" And I say, "Well, you in the wrong zip code. If you was a block that way, we can sell it right there, sight unseen. But you'll block this way, and most buyers they just don't want that." And I'm talking about certain markets like Baltimore, Ohio, uh, Georgia, North Carolina. Like these are the markets that you can easily lock up a deal, but 9 times out of 10, it was so easy because most people don't want it. Let me read through some more questions. I gotta look through my phone so I figure out how to work this YouTube stuff. I've been watching you and Max videos for the past couple months, and I just appreciate y'all content. I fully commit and focus to the investment. Listen, Andrew, um, get out there and put some work in, right, brother? No disrespect. I want you to put the work in, put down the YouTube, and get out there and do something. Get out there and call 20 for sale by owner people and say, hey, are you interested in cash offer? And if they say yes, say, well, out the gate. When they say yes, out the gate, just like, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I might not be your best solution if you're looking for Zillow prices, if you're looking for Redfin prices, but if you want a quick, easy transaction where nobody in your business and you're trying to close in 14 days or less, I might be your guy. And that being said, I don't pay retail price, and I can give you a solid, fair cash offer. And I promise you, you're going to be locking up deals. And most people, they don't understand that it's a momentum game you're playing. Once you get your first deal, you're gonna have the confidence to do your second, your third, and your fourth. And then before you know it, you're gonna be so comfortable in your shell and your skin that at the end of the day, you're gonna be uh, encouraging your friends. You're going to be saying, this is a proven concept. Once you make this a proven concept, I guarantee you your deal pipeline is going to flood. And then you're not going to be afraid to spend money because you got 30, 40, $50 in your bank account and you don't mind buying quality leads. You don't mind buying the right skip tracing. You don't mind, spending money on direct mail pieces because the money is there. You know what I'm saying? Stay strong, never quit. Guys, if you want to join this accountability group, we just started today. We had our introductory call. Um, it's going to be an awesome group. We're going to be talking about so much. We're going to be meeting over 8 times a month. Um, bi-weekly. We're going to be meeting on Tuesdays and Sundays, uh, and then in between. And then anytime you miss a meeting, all the video is going to be recorded inside of Kajabi. So it's definitely an awesome thing. If you're having an issue with your first deal, drop your question. I'm gonna run this all the way to 6 o'clock, and then I'm gonna cut my laptop off and get out of here. I gotta go finish moving some furniture. Um, like I said, you need to really build a good, consistent lead flow. And the only way to do that is to text and to cold call and have a good follow-up system in place. So you should be hitting the list every month at least 4 times. Whether that's your pre-foreclosure, that's your high equity, that's your vacant. If you pull your list separate like that, they should be having 4 touches a month. And sometimes the touches could be 2 text messages, 2 cold calls. It could be a text message, cold call, IVM, and a direct mail piece. It's up to you, but you need to be touching your list 4 times. And then you need to have what we call some type of data hygiene. You need to be monitoring your list to see what's sold. The beautiful thing about Prostrate now, they helping out people with this list automated feature. I'm dropping a video about that later. Um, It's coming this week. Don't worry. They have a feature with the list automated where you can take your outside list and you can upload into the database and then compare it to it, and then instantly it show you what these leads are on other lists. If it's just sold, if it's listed, if it's in pre-foreclosure now, if it has a judgment against it, if it has a lien against it. I'm telling you, there's no excuse for why you can't do this business at the highest level, given the amount of technologies and softwares that are out here. If you're on a budget and you're saying you can't afford any of these subscriptions, you can use free things like Total View Real Estate. My man Chris Jefferson, he's the one that really put everybody onto that to run your comps. You can use things like Redfin to just Google addresses and see what things at. If you can't afford for PropStream to be able to look at properties, then you have to do it the old-fashioned way by going online to look at the public records. Each state is different, each county is different, each city is different. So figure that out. Go downtown, call somebody to figure out what's the website where you can look at the public records address. And if you don't want to do that, and if you can afford at least $10 a month, the easiest way to do that without spending $100 a month is to get Landglide. And then when you get Landglide, you type in the address, it's going to bring back the person's name, address, and information about the house if you don't want to can't afford PropStream. Let me see. My first deal fell through and I got discouraged. K Yummy Love. Sorry for saying it weird. I'm a married man. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Listen, 50% of all your deals gonna fall through. That's just what it is. Like half my deals fall through. That's just the numbers. Don't get discouraged. When you get your first deal, you should be acting like a vampire. I want blood. Give me more. You should have that aggressive killer instinct to say, okay, I got my first deal. Let me go out and get another one because chances are this deal making to the closing table is cut in half, right? And it's not your fault. And you know, the only reason why people don't know this is because there are other outside circumstances that goes around your deal that you don't take into consideration, such as title problems, such as title insurance, such as buyers walking away, sellers getting cold feet, people arguing, liens, judgments, all this stuff goes into an account. And that's the reason why some of your deals won't close. And don't be upset about it. Go lock up more contracts. Your job is to lock up as many contracts as you can on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying go out here and do 100 deals a month. You don't have to worry about that. But if you can lock up one deal and then turn around and have a pipeline and you got maybe 6 other people interested in the offer, and then you can lock up another deal outside of that, then you cooking with grease because one of them deals gonna make it to the finish line. Same thing as Podio? No, PropStream is not the same thing as Podio. PropStream is what I call a home information provider. They have everything about the property that you need to know. Like if you Google the address on a property, PropStream gonna bring in all the comps about it. It's going to bring in the transaction history. It's going to show you what it sold for, what liens was put on it, what mortgages was on it. It's going to tell you all types of array of stuff. And then you can turn around, you can export lists. You can build your own list. It's like list source from steroids. And the reason why I chose PropStream over list source is because PropStream has filters that list source don't have right now. Like, how would you like to pull a list of homeowners who haven't paid their child support? How would you like to pull a list of homeowners who's currently going through bankruptcy? You know what I'm saying? How would you like to pull a list of homeowners who currently have an outstanding unpaid utility bill? Like most of these list providers don't offer that. But PropStream been out since 2007, before wholesaling really got cool. You know, it was a normal thing. People would wholesale, but it wasn't a thing like it is now. And they was able to collect millions of data points and build, you know, huge amounts of data. And now we all reaping the rewards. I remember Ben told a story about PropStream, and PropStream was only offered to coaching students of people that charge $50,000 for their mastermind classes. Then, you know, they broke out of that and then they started going to Riz and only offer the people that's only memberships of Riz. Then once they broke out of that model, they start focusing on just being in the open market and using people like myself and Max and other people, influencers, to really drive their product. And they really reap the reward once they call me up. I'm just playing, but yeah, they really reap the reward once they change into that model. list. It's prop string. Prop string. I did a video. If you actually, once you get off this live video and go through my videos, I did a video on it. Watch the video, share, and let people know about it. It's a dope video. What's the most important tool to invest in first? I say the most important tool to invest in first is a solid list. And then after a solid list, pick one form of marketing, whether it's cold calling or texting. Them are the two most important tools I would invest in. Yes, you can do this business. Yes, you don't need money, but all that shit is a facade, and I personally think it's bullshit. You need money to make money. I've been an entrepreneur since 2013. If anybody tell me I don't need money to make money, they're goddamn lie. You're gonna need some money to make some money. That's just what it is. We live in a capitalist country. Um, and at the end of the day, you're gonna need to grease some hands, whether you're paying for a subscription or you're paying for a list, because the simple fact that you getting out here going driving for dollars is not enough, right? Even if you drive for dollars, you still gonna need some type of software to look up these leads, unless you want to go through public records. And now you're playing with time because you took 3 days to do something that could have took you 10 minutes. So I'm going to really show you guys, and we're going to talk about that in some YouTube videos, how to really value your time and how to really scale your life by leveraging your time and leveraging and outsourcing things that don't really matter, so you can gain back the time that you need to really focus on high level stuff and things that matter, such as the operation of your business, your children, your wife, and be able to go out of town like me. I'm leaving Tuesday and I'll be back Saturday to spend 5 days with my wife, and my companies will hold itself up even on that day. So I want to talk about that because I don't see a lot of people talking about that as much. Yeah, so listen, guys, if you want to pull a list, especially like PropStream or whatever softwares, um, most companies have what we call an onboarding department, and you can just call them and say, "Hey, I want some training," and they'll schedule time where someone will actually share their screen and show you how to do it. If you're my VA Mastery client, we have the secret course that no one knows about. Only the VA Mastery clients knows about it. Um, and we have a vault that has all the training that your VAs or your office manager would need. And it's showing them how to pull lists. It's showing them how to skip trace. It's showing all the stuff that my team do, to the point that we don't even sell that stuff to the public. It's just given to the VA Mastery clients. So definitely consider that if you're trying to get to the next level. Only drive for dollars. Listen, calls are, dealing with people and having interactions with people you don't know is a very scary thing to some people. It's just normal, right? Would you walk up to a stranger, just have a normal conversation with them if you didn't know them from a can of paint? No. So, your husband, I say, download a list from PropStream, maybe download like 50 people, and just cold call them and just tell them to get comfortable. Get used to the fuck yous, get off my phone, kiss my ass. Get used to that. That's normal. And just have them comfortable. Don't let them call you quality leads. Call some leads that you know that they ain't really gonna sell. And just get them comfortable. Let him give him a basic script that you want him to guide through, and let him take that script and critique it to how he feels. Right? As long as it don't go off subject, as long as it don't sound, crazy, and it hits everything you need him to hit on the call, let him focus on that script and make it more comfortable for him. I do that with my team. So most of my teams don't use the same script. They got their own preferred script, but it get the message across. So I definitely say allow him to gain that confidence that he needs. Some people can't take that verbal abuse. Mental abuse is just as worse as physical abuse. Trust and believe me. So give your husband some time. If you truly want a bona fide cold caller, my opinion, find a $4 hour VA and let them do that $4 hour job. Now, if I was you, I would be growing my husband to be a closer. Um, like, let him learn cold calling, but let him focus on actually talking to people that really want to sell, the motivated people. Don't let him talk to the fuck you kiss my ass get off my phone people. Let him talk to the people that's in need, that has a problem, and he can solve it. And the reason is, it would give him more confidence, right? You just don't want to just get slaughtered like that. Find you a good $4 VA. If you want to hire my company, we charge a flat fee of $4.99, and we'll find you a good VA. And the beautiful thing about our program is we offer warranties on our VA. So if it don't work out, we'll replace your VA up to 2 VAs, as long as you have the support and paperwork to prove why it didn't work out. But if you want to take the easier route, I mean, not the easy route, if you want to take the easier route that people think is the easier route, um, definitely try Fiverr. The issue with Fiverr is they're not going to give you their undivided attention because they have multiple clients. So try Fiverr and see how you like it. Hire someone to make calls for maybe 3 hours a day. 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's 15 hours times 4. I think that's $48. I don't know the math on that, but yeah, it's $50 a week. I would test out. Thank you, Terry. Join the VA Mastery. I promise you won't be disappointed. I'm doing an update to VA Mastery. There's a lot of stuff I learned since I recorded that course over almost a year ago. It's called VA Mastery Reloaded. Buy the regular VA Mastery. I promise you, um, anybody who bought the regular VA Mastery, they will automatically be updated to the VA Mastery Reloaded free of charge. Just like if you bought a Windows computer and they come out with an update 2.1, they're not going to charge you for it. They just won't update it because they want the experience to be better and the product to be better. But any newcomers, obviously, they have to pay for the VA Mastery to get the update. Yeah. And the reason why we're not actually selling the new VA Mastery, you still got to pay the old VA Mastery because we don't want anybody bootlegging that either, because so many people took and tried to bootleg our stuff, but they couldn't bootleg all of it. They only get the basic videos. We had extra courses outside of that, as well as we kept some stuff like my one-on-one call with me, and the one-on-one calls my onboard team exclusive, so no one can never penetrate our course. And the value that just that videos alone is not significant to what you're getting with the actual course that if you pay through it with us. Who I get the opportunity to have a free consultation if I purchase the course. Yes, Andrew, people don't know this. If you purchase the course, you automatically eligible for a 1 hour consultation call with me, depending on my schedule, right? It's not saying it's not going to happen. It's just that, for the last week, people had to wait because I had other obligations. But if you purchase the course, you automatically get a 1 hour free consultation call with me. Jump on the ASAP because I don't see me doing it past June. That's very, very too much of my time being taken up. Not saying that it's not worth the cause. I love talking to people, but as I move forward in my real estate career and I'm trying to get to the next level, I'm trying to do commercial real estate. And next thing you know, I'm gonna be flying around doing diligence on apartment complexes and stuff like that. I know I can't be taking these 1 hour calls. But what's going to happen is effectively June 1st, people don't know this, but I said today, what are you doing, Junior? Get out! Close the door. Jaden. So effectively June 1st, if you didn't buy your VA Mastery call before June 1st, I mean if you bought it after June 1st, you will be on what we call a group call. I do 2 group calls a month. I mean, I load up 40 people, put them on a group call, and answer as many questions for 3 hours. That way that saved me about 40 hours worth of time. I do VA Mastery class. VA Mastery is a course that I created to teach people how to self-manage their VAs, how to set up systems and processes where your company is solely ran with VAs. And in exchange for that, you get the content and education. You get a 1 hour call with me, as well as you get a VA. We provide a VA. I have a company called V1 Marketing and Training, or V1 Training. We go by 2 different names. And all we do is source talent. I have a recruiter, I have a trainer, and I have an onboard manager. And I'm about to have 4 more people within the next 2 weeks to really come in because we're kind of getting a little backed up. Right now, we have a bunch of clients, can't disclose how many, but we have a lot of clients waiting on VAs. And all of our VAs go through a mandatory 5-day basic training. I'm thinking about making it a 10-day basic training, just so they can get more content. And then once we match it with the right VA that's, say for example, you need a VA to specialize in something specific, then we'll go into train them in detail to what you need. so that way they won't be overwhelmed, because it don't make sense to train the VA for all these different things, and when they work with one client, they don't even use that different thing or software. So we do a 5-day basic mandatory training. Present your offer, what you say. That's a broad question, but I try to tackle it because each offer is different, each list is different, each situation is different. But we typically do telephone offers, and we typically give what we call a cash offer. The cash offer is the highest and best offer based on what our property is trading for on a cash basis in that neighborhood. So we usually say we'll line up some questions. We'll ask some open-end questions, and we'll say, "Can you tell me the last time you made some major repairs in your property, such as the roof, the kitchens, the baths?" If they say, "Yeah, I made this and I did this and I did that," and then we're going to detail to say, um, "Is your property 2020 standard where everything is 100% brand new, or did you just do a few little project tasks yourself and your cousin?" And they say yes, okay. They say, well, typically when we see houses that sell for the top of the market, they've been professionally renovated by a professional crew and an investor or some type of builder. We rarely see homeowners who can professionally renovate their house to the point that they can get top of the real estate market. And then we'll present our offer. So we'll say, our offer is $50,000. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to accomplish and tackle all of their pain points inside the offer. So say, for example, they may need time to move. They may need some money up front. We're trying to address all that within the offer. And if you can get all that down pat, then typically most people there work with you and take your offer. But the issue with that is once you get your offer accepted, you want to get it signed as possible. So before you send over the paperwork and you start really committing to a price, we definitely want to make sure you have all the decision makers. So once again, you have prop strain to go back. Prop strain will show you if there's multiple owners. Prop strain will show you if the property's been deeded to a trust or a estate or whatever, right? And if you see these things, these are some indications that you should be asking some of the toughest questions possible. Are you the only decision maker on this property? If so, is there a way we can speak with the other decision makers so we all can have a mutual understanding before I start sending out paperwork? Because the last thing you want to do is to send someone a contract and they say, you know what, I got to go talk to my brother. Thank you so much. And then they go ghost on you. So you definitely want to make sure you got all decision makers in your face. And once you do present the offer and everybody's accepted to the offer, that you make sure that they are in front of a cell phone or computer where they can docu-sign the offer. You wanted them to commit right then and there. And if they can't commit right then and there, or they can't get in front of DocuSign, they're making up a lot of excuses, do not send a contract. Or you're going to be on a real estate group on Facebook wondering why you can't get to sellers to sign the contract. Oh, so we use the 7%. Yeah, so Vegas is a little different. I don't know exactly how much Vegas properties are trading at right now currently because I'm not in Vegas. But from what if I was thinking that Vegas is similar to Phoenix, you would probably be making offers around 80% minus repairs. And you would disposition at 80% minus repairs. But the cheaper you get it on a contract with the sellers, the better it is. And the reason is they give you a little room to make extra money, or they give you a little room to not come back and ask for a reduction. So that being said, I definitely say make your offers at 70% and try to disposition at the highest price possible with your buyers. And the only way that you'll know what buyers are paying for is by using PropStream to pull up the most recent cash buyers and the cash transactions. And then download only the cash buyers that bought in a real name, because trying to skip trace all the LLCs is a nightmare unless you have a team of VAs like I do. Download the cash buyers list in real names and head over to easyskiptracing.com and skip traces and instantly send out a text blast about the deal. And I promise you, your phone will be jumping. It will be jumping. Everybody in Mother is trying to go see the house. What so here's a few closing questions. I had an acquisition course. If you want to, get it, come get it. But I definitely dropped a few closing questions. Say, for example, um, they've really determined to get top of the market in the house with a lot of repairs. The first thing you ask, well, Mr. Seller, if you really want retail, why don't you just take, and fix the house up yourself and then put on MLS and sell it? Just shut up and listen to their response, and they're going to tell you every reason why they can't do that. And typically, if you listen to it, there's a lot of pain points in it, and you can kind of craft your offer around there. So that's one little nugget I can drop on you. Take to sign one contract? That's a good question. There's no guaranteed number, but what I will tell you is that um, it's going to take between 8 to 12 appointments, not leads, appointments. Now you got to figure out what's your conversion rate from leads coming into appointments. That's a whole nother topic. So 8 to 12 appointments to usually get one contract. So let's say, for example, that's 50 leads to book 12 appointments. Then how many calls do you got to make to get 50 leads? So I'm teaching you guys how to reverse engineer your KPIs so you know exactly what you got to do to get to that first contract. So what I tell people is, how many deals you want to do in a month? Say, for example, you want to do 10 deals a month, you know, um, and you needed, and your close rate was 10 to 1, right? So you would need 100 appointments a month, 100 appointments a month to get your 10 deals. Now, that's a big operation. You know what I'm saying? I don't see one person going to 100 appointments in 1 month, but theoretically, 100 appointments in 1 month. Now, let's say, for example, if you're in Vegas or, you know, Phoenix, and your average assignment fee probably 20K. That's a $200,000 a month wholesale operation. So you can easily see exactly what you got to do to get to that next level. You get what I'm saying? So which company I recommend for an extra phone number? I definitely recommend Dialpad. Dialpad, Dialpad, Dialpad. That shit is awesome. I use Dialpad for my real estate business. I use Dialpad for my VA business, and I use Dialpad for my customer service support line. And I promise you, it's never been a time that I can remember that my VA is calling me saying, "Hey, boss, Dialpad not working. It's crashed." It's like I've never had an issue with Dialpad. You have any text from there? We forward our call real numbers to our Dialpad line. You got to remember each of our VAs is assigned a specific territory to cold call. So when that phone rings, they already know what list that is or what list that may be, versus a bunch of numbers just coming in and nobody has no organization. Um, my favorite marketing technique is texting right now. Texting and cold calling, hands down. Obviously everything is, it ends on the phone. You can't. I never seen nobody lock a deal up solely just from texting. You got to go on the phone during the negotiation. So cold calling, you gotta stay true to cold calling. And not only that, like out of 1,000 numbers, only maybe 400 numbers may be mobile. So the other 600 numbers, you still gonna have to have somebody cold call the landlines to get somebody on the phone. What responsibilities do I give my boots on the ground workers? Let me tell you a little secret, guys. I don't really have that many workers that work for me that's boots on the ground. We use a company called BPO Photo Flow to do the grunt of the work, such as go take the pictures. It costs $29, typically because we use inside and outside pictures. So BPOphotoflow.com. It's not in every territory, but majority of the markets they service. It was particularly close that door all the way. No, you close the door all the way. It was sorry, my son. It was particularly designed for banks and REOs and real estate agents. But once I got a hold of it, I started telling everybody about it because they were turning nobody away. Anyways, what's your criteria to use the selective virtual market? Typically, when I look at a virtual market, I want to see I want to look at markets that's cash flow a lot, that people buying based on rental comps. I want to look at markets that a lot of out of state cash buyers are buying, where typically they buying sight unseen, or they may send a property manager over there to drive past to make sure it's a house still standing there. I don't really want to buy or really look at a lot of markets that requires people to do a lot of fix and flipping, which we're still entertained, but I just think that cash flow market really makes a lot of sense because we are able to get real creative with the deal structures we do. So typically we look for markets that have at least between 50 to 500,000 people there. Um, that has a consistent flow of jobs coming in, and there's always that has a low unemployment rate, that has some type of government presence, whether or not it's the federal government there, some type of FBI building, some type of military base, something of that nature, and at least some type of manufacturing or transportation industry there, such as a bunch of warehouses, a bunch of food plants, dairy plants, corn processing facilities, or railroads. Railroads is very important because they generate a lot of jobs. You know what I mean. So if you can plug all that in and then you identify it, or if you don't start even thinking about all that, your mind can't even comprehend what I just said. It's cool. Just Google uh top places to invest for cash flow, and when you Google that, you're going to get a bunch of articles that pop up about best place to buy, best place to buy a hold. And you just pick out which one you cool with. And then once you pick out which one you cool with, you take your ass over to buyersonfire.com, and you type that city and state in the sweet spot locator, and it's instantly going to generate your report, and it's going to show you what zip codes you can wholesale in, what zip codes you can hotel in, and what zip codes you should just straight up avoid. And then it's going to show you the bedrooms and the bathrooms in the zip code, as well as the square footage and the price point. And then when you start pulling your list, you pull your list based on the zip codes, the bedrooms, the baths, and the price point and the square footage. And I promise you, when you get deals on a contract, they'll be easy to disposition because you know exactly what the buyers are looking for. So we use call tools. Well, we actually use all three. We use call tools, Mojo, and Dialpad. We use Mojo because some of my VAs don't like call tools. So don't be like me. Don't spoil your team. You got to really build a good team before you start spoiling people and know who their intentions are. But we definitely uh use Mojo. And Dialpad is not integrated in neither one of them. We just use Dialpad as a secondary backup line, as well as an independent phone line. So if another call come in, we can pause the dialer and pick up the Dialpad because it open up on a different window. And then we use Dialpad to text people. Dialpad don't charge us for per text message. It comes with the phone line, like a cell phone. So we don't send out bulk text. We just send it on an individual basis. Sometimes we gotta text the client, hey, is it possible? Can we call tomorrow at 6 instead of 5:30? Little small stuff like that. Do you have a test script? Yes, I have a test script, but I don't want to give it out because when you give out the same script over and over again, what happens is the cell phones start marking the text messages as spam. Um, Definitely try to create your own script or sign up for the smarter contact and take that script and critique it. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of texting companies starting to get shut down because everybody's hopping on this text messaging bandwagon. And the cell phone companies, they got a priority to protect the consumers. How do you avoid skip tracing leads you skip trace in the past? I don't know, bro. Like I just pay for that shit. And if I come across another lead that I found, that's a good thing. What that's telling me is that number one, you haven't talked to that person on the phone, or you haven't found the right appropriate number. So if you see them come back up on another list, that's a good thing because that's a further indication that they really must need to sell because they showed up on multiple lists. When you skip trace again, is going to go back into the system and try to find the best matching number possible. So you get a second shot of finding the best number possible. Don't always look at trying to save money, but look at it as, hey, I'm actually solving a problem for myself, because this is my second shot at trying to find that owner by giving tracing them again. And it's not going to happen all the time. Like, you're not going to have 600 people the same. It just don't work that way, because a lot of people don't own, multiple properties, or a lot of people are not on multiple different lists, because, that's just what it is. Do I have an office, or do I work from home? I've been working from home for a while, so I'm sitting at my desk in my room. But most times, my office is the cell phone. This cell phone is all you pretty much need. I have a note, Galaxy Note, so I was able to handle the things I need, such as signing things, looking at things, sending out contracts, talking to sellers, talking to the VAs, setting up software, paying for subscriptions, going on the internet, downloading files. Like, it do everything for me. So I don't really see a need for an office right now. I'm definitely gonna get another office, but in my prior business, I had 3 offices. I'm here to tell you, it's nothing but a liability and a trophy, just to bring people there and show off and show people what you're doing. But for me, where I'm at currently in my company, I don't think an office is appropriate right now. But I definitely, because I'm doing everything remotely, so it don't make sense. Even my flips, I do all that stuff remotely. My wife and I will be at the Drip Conference in April. We gotta support you guys, especially our girl Christina, of course. Educate ourselves. Thank you, Terry. I appreciate you. Listen, guys. Speaking of Drip, please, I am begging you. If you're serious about real estate, be in the building. It's not about helping me sell tickets. It's about, I don't know nobody who put together a roster like this. Even look at any conference that's going on. Look at the strategic way I put together and handpick all these people. We got somebody for everything in real estate coming, right? And I promise you, it's not going to be a pat on my back type of event where people just going up there talking about what they accomplished instead of dropping real nuggets. Get to DC April 3rd and 4th. If you want to get on the payment plan, today is the last day. $25 deposit, right? We give you $75 off any ticket. So that comes out to be, if you want to get a VIP general admission ticket, it comes out to be, if you put down $25, you only owe $397. If you put down $25 for a VVIP Diamond Super Plus ticket, you owe $897. Yeah, $897. The beautiful thing about the conference is, we're going to be giving out so much stuff, so much stuff. Join me next week. I'm going to do a Facebook Live to talk about a lot of things. I want to sell this thing out. We're halfway there. I want to go ahead and wrap it up and sell it out. So anybody on this live, put up your $25. I promise you, it's the best money you ever spent. We'll work with you. We'll send you a special link. Pay what you can pay. As long as you pay it 2 weeks before the event, you're good with me. You get what I'm saying? Get to DC. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. How much do I spend on marketing and my overall expense? I don't know, to be honest with you, because my expenses fluctuate. So I want to say between $5,000 and $7,000 a month I spend on overhead marketing and stuff. I don't spend a lot of money on marketing because I know how to get leads at an effective cost. But I will say that I spend a lot of money on labor, my VAs. I got a lot of people working for me. I got 10 people working for me. So uh I definitely believe in running a lean company. Don't be that person spending $20,000 a month just to make $50,000. Because if you have a bad month, 1 month, you might lose money or break even. Yeah, I know about the dealer license. You have to have an office unless you're a wholesaler. You don't need a wholesale. You don't need an office as a wholesale um cars and salesman. You just need a place in your house that with a lock and file cabinet, and that should be satisfactory enough. Um, is it a good idea to filter out lists by sending a simple text to see if they're interested in cash off or do an RVM? Listen, you got to be able to create a flow, a process. Don't try to filter out lists because you're trying to find the most motivated people. You need to hit these people. These people showing up on high equity and they're vacant. You need to hit them because you can't think for the sellers, right? Everybody level of motivation changes daily. Remember, in America, most people don't even have 6 months of salary saved up. So if a person get their leg amputated, catch cancer, get the coronavirus, um, get in a bad car accident, in a split second, whatever issue hit them, they become a motivated seller because now they got to sell their house, they got to sell their furniture and belongings to be able to live life or survive. So definitely don't think like that, please. Just create a consistent call flow and just hit your leads. If you can't hit them by yourself, look into hiring a $4 hour VA. Bring somebody on part time at $100 a week. It's not gonna hurt you, I promise you. Even if you saying yourself, I can't afford $400 a week, I guarantee if you show me your monthly budget, I can carve out $400 a month for a VA. You know, you might got to cut back on the cigarettes. You might got to cut back on eating out every night. You might got to cut back on your porn collection or whatever you decide to do during your spare time. We all got issues and we all got habits and problems that we can cut back on to afford a lot of things that we would like to afford or need to have. That's more of a priority. I'm gonna wrap it up. I went over my time, but I'm gonna wrap it up. Give me a second. I got a few more questions. Um, Do you text all your buyers when you get a deal? What we do is we go now back into our database, cash buyers data feed, and we find the most current buyers at that price point. We're trying to disposition it, and we'll cold call them first. And if that don't work, then we go to our next sort, texting everybody. If that don't work, then we hit the email list. If that don't work, then we have a relative pull us a list of all the relatives that represent cash buyers in the last 6 to 12 months, and then we'll email that list. And then if that don't work, we fucked up. I don't know what to do, but you know, it is what it is. How did I get my first deal? I said it earlier. I cold called the title company and I said, listen, I'm an investor. I know there's a bunch of wholesalers coming in your office, failing to close deals. If you get the problematic deal with a homeowner still interested in selling and they just want to be done with it in a quickly, timely manner, feel free to give me a call. I'll be interested in looking at it for you. And literally a week later, the title guy called me back, say, hey, I got a person, a wholesaler, couldn't close, and she still wants to sell her house. She needs to sell. And I went up there and we worked out a deal and I closed my first deal. Yeah, if you want to set up one of my VAs, definitely go to VA Mastery System. You got two options. You can fill out and get a quote form. I'll be honest, that's going to take the longest time because we're so backed up with clients. We get over 50 leads a day or people filling out that form interested in the VA. But if you really want to get pushed to the front line and you know that you're ready to move forward, go in there, pay the fee. Pay the $4.99 fee right there. It's secure. No one knows your credit confirmation. I don't even know. It's hooked up to one of the securest platforms in the country. Um, and automatically you'll be prompted to fill out a questionnaire, and then you'll be pushed in the front of the line. I ain't never tell nobody that, but that's the real secret to getting your VA quickly. But if you want to contemplate and get to fill out a quote form, be looking to take a few days for someone to call you back. So So how much a one-on-one call with me? I really don't do one-on-one calls no more. But if I was you, I would click the link in the thing. And if you're interested in a one-on-one call, I'm doing the first deal mastery. You can pay the $2.99 and you get your one-on-one call as well as being a part of the first deal mastery. So it's a 1 hour call. Like I said, I'm going to slow up on them calls in June. If you ain't on that list, I'm only limited to 5 people because I really value my time right now. Definitely sign up for it ASAP because we almost at 5 people. But I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. If you don't have posturing, go to reigiverdata.com. Get yourself posturing. You cannot be telling me you're a wholesaler, you're doing this business, you don't have posturing. That's unacceptable. Get your posturing. Look out for some more posturing videos. If you don't know what posturing is, go back to my other videos and watch my other videos. If you're interested in a drip conference, please sign up for the tickets. We're halfway there. We're going to try to sell this thing out before the end of March. We're going to push. I just want to be done with it and focus on the task at hand is delivering an awesome conference. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel. If you're watching my channel, you haven't subscribed, you're doing yourself a disservice. Subscribe to my channel. Share my channel. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. See you on the flip side. Sacrifice now, ball forever. Hopefully you sign up for my One Deal Mastery Accountability Group. If not, still come here, get your free content. You see I was giving away game tonight. I don't have anything. So see you on the next one. Appreciate you. Thank you guys.